Dudes, did I do this right? Oh, my headphones. That's easy fix. How y'all doing? So many windows that I didn't open. Today, we have a truck, F-150. We're going to be doing 20% in the front, 35 in the back over the factory to make it a little bit darker, all in carbon. It's going to be a good one. I love doing F-150s. They're very straightforward compared to, I don't know, much more difficult cars. Nice open seals on these, so we have to always cut our patterns wider for that. But it's going to be good. Carbon plus. No, we're going to do standard carbon on this. Let's go. Where's my thing? It's you guys are talking all the way there. You need to talk in my head. There, that should fix it. Hey, let's go. Coffee number 2. Should work. Okay, let's get this camera set up. Just did an F-250 this morning, but outside. I feel the same way about that. Not fun. Not fun outside. But at least it's pretty straightforward. Was it an old F-250? If it's a newer F-250, yay. If it's an older F-250, yikes. Big difference there. My third car ever will be that truck this Saturday. Nice. You'll like it. So like the inside... The inside seals are pretty far down, but they're kind of loose, so you don't always have to like tuck them super far down. What size roll? In the carbon, we have 40-inch rolls. So to save some film, I'll do 24-inch rolls sideways. How much for this one? $350. For 40-inch rolls, I'll flip them sideways. You can do the same thing with a 36-inch roll. I just generally have ordered, this is going back from last year, I've ordered carbon rolls in 40-inch. There was a couple of differences between the Pro Classic, the carbon, and the ceramic in terms of sizes and stuff that they had available. So 36s was in the Pro Classic, 40s was in the carbon. So it's nice to carry 20s, but for front doors like this, you need taller. C2 carbon, yes. There's my window. Uh-oh, it's broken. Oh, it's not broken. Windshield, not yet. We talked about it for a little while. We'll probably be doing the windshield on another day. Well, that's fun. There we go. I received all my packages. Thank you for the triage. Oh, you're welcome. Glad everything got there. Yeah, there's always a little confusion. The film ships separately from the tools, but there's no additional shipping charges or anything. Geo is just a monster at getting film out. But FedEx sometimes drop the ball. They switch back and forth between both of them. Both of them let them down. So if something gets hung up, which it happens to me too, if that was the case. All right, so let's get these microphones going. My schedule, I had a couple of people, they're supposed to leave deposits. They haven't left deposits yet. Next week is filling out right now. I have people that are like, hey, can I get in for doors tomorrow? And then no, I'm all booked up. I can get you in this time. And then, like, they wait, like, another half a week. And then they're like, hey, can I get in tomorrow? No. Schedule it, because now I'm farther. And then people are like, okay. And then they don't leave a deposit. And then no deposit, no appointment. Just set up my Facebook page for tinting. Having trouble coming up with an idea for cover photos. There's this, no, it just reminds me, there's this one guy that was like, he didn't have any cars yet. So he drew on a piece of paper, car before, car after, and it was just on like a little notebook scratch paper. You can literally just search window tinted cars or whatever. I know it's kind of weird to like yoink somebody else's and throw it up on yours, so maybe I shouldn't encourage that. What's another good thing to do? Like if you've got a business logo or something, you can throw it up there in the meantime, or just like a pretty background of like your shop, or like, just I don't know. It's not going to be the most important thing. Oh, God. Hello, Tint Studio. How can I help you? Oh, cool. Okay. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. I booked out till let's see. I'm waiting on a couple of deposits for next week. I had a few openings like Wednesday and Thursday. If those fall through, I would have openings on those days. If not, it would be the next week, Tuesday the 5th would be the earliest I could do them. Yeah, Tuesday the 5th. So as far as let's start with one of them. There was the Grand Wagoneer. Did you have a sunroof on that you wanted tinted too? Oh, interesting. Okay. Um, so all the sides, the rear, and the windshield in ceramic would be 650. Sunroofs are kind of just dependent on like how many panels and the size of them. Generally speaking, it's like for ceramic, it's usually about $100 per panel. So if the panoramic one, is it split into two and opens up? Okay, so the front moves and then the rear is fixed, but there's two panes of glass there? Okay, so it would be 200 for that, and then if you want to do the small one in the back, like if it's pretty straightforward, it'd probably be like an extra like 50 to 75 bucks on that. So with the Pro Nano Ceramic, it varies a little bit, but 75 to 80% IR block on that. With the 70%, it actually goes as high as 85%. But yeah, really, really nice clarity, really comfortable film. I've been super happy with it. The Ram's pretty much going to be in the same line for pricing. So like all the sides and the rear is going to be 650, and then same thing, like two panels on that one. Okay, so it'd be an additional 200 for that. All of those with the roof, like individual vehicles, with the sunroof, probably about 4 to 4.5 hours typically. Actually, they have 4 to 5 hours really with the sunroof. Some of them are a little bit quicker on the sunroofs, but it just depends. I never know until I see it in person, but yeah, you can expect about 4 to 5 hours on each one of them. So I could manage to probably get them both done in the same day if you want. If you want them streamed, like I could stream one of them and then I'd probably do the other one off stream. Because I know you mentioned the channel. Yeah, it's something I always like. Anybody that mentions the channel, I always like to try and make it a point to like stream their vehicles too. I really appreciate you watching. Yeah, and the Grand Wagoneer is a pretty new vehicle too, so that's a cool one. Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. Okay. I don't offhand. I know it's really quiet, but like, would you drop it? You drop it off like the night before? Okay. I don't have a Dropbox yet. I know it's a pretty quiet like area in the back, but I don't want you to have to leave it if you feel like unsafe with it there. We could work something out with dropping it off. I could swing by and make sure I get it in the garage then. Yes. Yeah, let me follow up with these because, yeah, if you're, I mean, yeah, we can. I'd much anything I can get going sooner than later. I would much prefer that. So let me see where these people are with leaving a deposit. They seem pretty set, but yeah, I don't know. Some people say that and they flake out. So I just wanna follow up with them really quick. So yeah, give me a call back a little bit later, and if not, then we'll just do probably that Tuesday. Does that work for you? Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay, cool. We're actually live now. We're streaming this F-150, so all good. All righty. Look forward to talking to you later then. All right, bye. Cool. Well, that's a super fun one. That one was a couple vehicles. Let me follow it up. Let's see. Well, some people, some people have some stuff going on too. So I'm not trying to push anybody out of a spot so it was like a couple of hours ago. Some people fall a little bit behind. They have other things to do. So Shouldn't have to follow up. Oh, you guys. I know, like, so the first come, first served basis. Oh, no, that not that far. It was literally like this morning. So if somebody says, yeah, I'm gonna book it, sometimes they have something going on that day. It can take them a few hours. If it's more than like 4 to 6 hours, it gets less and less like, okay, they're probably not going to. And then sometimes I'm surprised with like, you know, later that night, or I've had people leave a deposit literally like days later. But in that case, if their spot has already been taken, then it's like, hey, sorry. And do you also do full body wraps? No. No, I just specialize in window tint. What's up, Tint Master Matt? Hope all is well. Yeah, things are going great. I have a 21 F-150, so I'm really interested to see how much you'll charge me to redo mine after it's all messed up. After I mess it up. Well, if you mess up the tint, pull it off fast, and then there wouldn't be any additional charges there. Nice, lights still working. Yes. Yep, and if they go out, it's still on the extension cord. If they go out, I think I know how to identify it finally. We'll bring cash deposit today. That's not how it works. All right, we got to get started here. I was just making sure. What was the last window that I needed up here? Oh, yeah, this one. How much do you charge? It depends on the film and what you go with. Okay. Would you agree that some windows/glass are harder to tint? I think some are stickier than others, yeah. Some are a little bit more hydrophobic. I agree with that. Sometimes older windows tend to just, I don't know. There's hydrophobic coatings and there's some glass that just the film sticks a lot faster too. All right. We're gonna get started here. A lot of questions and stuff. What do you use as like your extension number? What extension number? 06 Mustang glass? Oh, you know what? I remember trying to install some older Mustang windows, like about that year. Like it wasn't like an old classic Mustang. It was just like, you know, a handful of years old. And trying to like, so on frameless doors, I try to just, you know, I leave everything as is and tuck it into the seal. So it would stick a lot more when I was trying to get it. Sometimes it's heating them up. Canon. Sometimes it's heating them up. Okay. So this was heard back. Wednesday is open if you want to book it. I don't. Don't forget to book his class. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, for sure. there's business softwares and like VoIP things, so you don't have to. Yeah, don't use your personal number. If you want to use like the same phone, you can do that. But yeah, you don't want to use your personal number for your business. Keep those separate because your business number is going to grow differently, and people are going to blow up your personal number, and then like things can change too. So yeah, definitely have separate ones, and especially with scaling, right? So as you get busier, if you need to have more people, like that's got to be split over things. So you can set it up so like multiple phones all ring at the same time. They can all be whatever like phone you want them to be. Yeah, Google Voice is good. They have a business option too, and then there's other services out there too. So Google Voice is a nice free option if you're just looking to get started. Nice free option. You can see how it works and go from there. But yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I had like 2 people this morning, and there's this one guy that like, dude, I don't know what's going on. He's like, I think we've tinted like a couple of sets of doors, but now it's busy season, so it's like you got to book it a little bit in advance to get it in. And so like the earliest spots I had were like Wednesday next week. And then he's like, okay, I'll do it. And then I'm like, okay, here's where you can leave a deposit. And now I'm following up with him, and he's like, it's okay if you give away those spots. And it's like, because I know it's just going to be like another 4 or 5 days, and I'm going to get another message like, hey, can you do a couple of doors tomorrow? Like, like, come on. By the time you stop asking me every other day, you could have already scheduled something a week out and had it done. It's just right now, we're like well into getting into busy season here. Some places have definitely been busy, never stopped. For me, it was touch and go there for a minute, and now my schedule is filling out a lot more consistently. Just trying to find extra spots for jobs right now. Canon. Oh, okay. So he's bringing it in today. I've had a couple people. I gotta put this up one. I've had a couple people try and do cash deposits, or like they'll say like, oh, I'm just bringing cash to pay for the job, and it's like, well, that works, but I still need a deposit. So it's really easy through my site, but I mean, if you want to come in here and leave a cash deposit, that's fine too. I just always feel it's like way more inconvenient, but not everybody thinks that's inconvenient. But next Thursday, as long as he comes and brings in a deposit, there'll be a Mustang Mach-E, so that's cool. It's all technological and futuristic for a cash deposit. Can you use a Sharpie on this window? I mean, I could, but I'm not sure I will. No, I don't think I will. It's just that time of year. Hello, Tint Studio. How can I help you? Sure. What kind of vehicle? 2010 Vibe? Okay. Is that the one with the rear hatch glass window? Okay. So it's got a little bit of hardware on there. Okay. That one is. There was. I know they changed the body style. I just want to make sure. One of them was really easy. The later model was much easier, and versus the one right before it, which was a little crazy. Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, nope. That one's going to be real straightforward for me. Okay, cool. Yep. So that falls in standard pricing. So all the sides in the back on that one would start at $290. Correct. We're a little booked up right now. The earliest I could get you in it would be April 5th. It's a Tuesday. Yeah, for sure. I can mark it on my calendar. We do take deposits to confirm the appointments, though, so I can text you over a link to our booking page. Set it for that time and date. Once I get that, then you'll be all set for Tuesday. Do you want to do 10 o'clock? On that one, plan about 3 hours. I take just a little bit more time with every vehicle to try and ensure like some high quality here. So it can take up to 3 hours. So yeah, it'll ask you to put it in that time and date specifically at 10 a.m. Yep, I'll write it in the text message too. And if you have any other questions, then feel free to let me know. I actually got it right here, so I'll just shoot you a text right to 499 last three numbers. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hang on one second, then. Let me grab a. I'm glad that you said that. um, okay, go ahead. What was the last one? All righty. I got it written down. All right, thank you. I really appreciate it. Bye. Good God. See, this is just, you don't know when it's going to hit, but when it hits, man. So I have another thing. Yeah, so as far as the classes go, those I'm gonna open up the next one. I think I'm gonna have probably like 3 available to book, kind of all at the same time. And then they'll be rolling. So this class went super well. And we have 3 people booked up for the next one, 3 people booked up for the one after that. So we're gonna open up June here in a little bit. And then just kind of progressively keep them, I think, rolling out as a class finishes. So yeah, I intend to have them through probably November this year. And yeah, it went super well. Pontiac Vibe. I am really happy that it was a later one. I don't think I've ever tinted anything but the older Pontiac Vibes. Everybody that's got a Vibe has the older one. So they have a newer one. I'm like, yes, that one. Love that one. Looks so much easier. or what is that? So this is going to April 5th. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. There we go. Get ready for all the Saturday calls. I know people like keep asking for Saturdays, and like I feel bad. I feel especially bad for the people that are asking for Saturdays because they're like the people that have been asking have usually been asking like a couple weeks out, and that's already booked. It's like throughout the week, it's not that hard, but through the week, yeah. Sundays, Saturdays. I mean, if you want to stay open on a Sunday and close up like Monday, Tuesday, you'd probably be better off. If you want to do later hours, probably be better off. All right. So I think that's good. I think we can keep. Oh, there was one. What's a good phone number to order some GeoShields? Your site says it's out of stock for what I'm looking for. What film and shade and stuff you're looking for? You can also call geoshieldUSA.com. You can also call them directly too. The stuff like my site drop ships right from them, so sometimes they'll have a little bit different of an inventory. I mean, it's just I'm sure stuff is just going out like mad right now based on like the number of calls that I'm getting. So I'm sure they're plenty busy. So it might have just half rolls sometimes get put on hold if they start running low on full size rolls because they'd rather sell a full size than a half size. Sounds like you need a secretary. Yeah. So I had my buddy Nick. He was helping out all last year with when it was getting busy, and then of course slowed down in the wintertime, and then now it's picking up again. So he took he took a different job. God, that was last year, wasn't it? Around the fall time, so he doesn't have time to help out. So probably gonna have to find somebody to help out with all of this. Because what happens is so this morning, I probably took maybe like 3 phone calls or so, and then it's not crazy busy, and then all of a sudden, there's like a bunch of people calling. And that's kind of how this business works. It's not busy, and then all of a sudden it'll be really busy, and then it'll kind of like level off again. So, but as far as like booking people out for a little while, that's cool to see. I like to get the work done as soon as I can, but having a buffer there, that's awesome. That one person. That one out in, it's just a couple people this morning, though. It's just funny. So we're doing, as far as shades go, we're doing 20 on the front doors, and then we're actually doing 35 over the back. So we didn't want to go as dark as limo, but we still wanted to make them darker. So this will be more of like a 10% on the back. It'll be nice. Very nice. All in carbon. ceramic, 36 by 50, 5%, 36 by 50. Really want to try it. I can find out. Canon. And it's actually for a truck that you're doing right now. That's cool. 35. Really? 35? Ooh. Yeah, it looks like... yeah, it looks like 5, 35, 20%. Damn. Yeah, I'm checking right now. I'm seeing what the word is because yeah, that's quite a bit for it to go out. I mean, I thought it might be half rolls or something, but yeah, it looks like I mean, it's that season. It's probably getting hit really hard right now. Everybody orders at the same time. Everybody books at the same time. I'll let you know in a little bit. Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Yeah, I was checking. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so I'm seeing what I can do right now. Because they can do 40s by 50 instead of 36 by 50s. And we got to keep going here. But that's the word right now. Have you tried the Carbon Plus yet? Not yet. Okay. So give it a little bit. I just checked on it because, yeah, 36 right now is like completely sold out. So they've got a bunch of 40-inch rolls right now. And they can still do 50-foot rolls in 40-inch, but it's got to be in 40-inch just because demand is crazy right now. So logistics, Logistics. It's tough to keep up with. Like, I've been in pretty close contact with them for a while, so right now is like it's really busy season is really gearing up, and I know they tried to stock up as much as possible. So that's 35. So we're doing 20 on the front, and then we're gonna do 35 on the back. Let's get started. But yeah, not completely ideal, but they're gonna get the inventory updated with some 50-foot rolls. No windshield today. We may do it at a later date, but yeah, we're not. We're doing all the sides and the back on this one. Are you gonna Sharpie? No. No, we're gonna do this one kind of straightforward. I'm getting a little pressed for, like, I mean, I've got plenty of time to do it. I just all of a sudden don't know what the rest of today is gonna be like. So we'll just stick to being real straightforward on this one. Sharpie is really simple though. It's just not what I normally do. So on this one, I'd mark the bottom, mark the sides, probably pull the bottom, or like mark the bottom, pull it down, mark the sides, and then like pull it down, cut the top edge, and then bring it over to the glass board and just cut the rest of it out that way. But I'm just gonna stick with what I'm much more familiar with doing right now. Ding! Canon. Oh. Okay, so honestly, it would be easier just to go to GeoShield's website right now, GeoShield USA, and order it. It's going to take me a little bit just to add it to the site. I didn't realize that it's not an option in the 40s, because like 36 has never been a problem. So for whatever reason, it didn't get synced up properly. So I thought it was an option, but I'm sorry, it's not. 36 by 50 is 40 by 100. I'm checking right now, but I think I have to do a couple things later tonight to be able to add it. No, not that one. This one. Technology, man, I tell you. Where is... What the heck? Yeah, go to their site. I don't know what's going on right now. Because the 70%, I wonder if they changed the title or something. This makes no sense. No. Because I'm looking for it and it's just not coming up. What the heck? Okay, yeah, this is going to take way longer than I thought. You went down a real big rabbit hole with the 50-foot ceramic. Go to GeoShield's website. You can call them or you can order off their site. Same pricing, same everything, and it comes from the same place. So I just want to get it to you. Just do that for now. It'll be on my site sometime soon. It's just, there's just a whole bunch of tech things going on in the background that's not working right now. I have no idea what happened, but the inventory's just weird. Sweet glasses. Thank you. I've had these for a little while. What's up, Patrick? What's up, Patrick? How's that shop, man? Dude, that's super cool. If you're still here. That is so cool. I'm very, very happy and excited for you. Opportunities, my dude. Patrick got a shop, for those of you that don't know. It's about time. It's coming along, grand opening April 2nd. Nice, very cool. My grand opening consisted of a dirty showroom and just sweeping and getting a car in here. My grand opening, I was also like, I don't care what it takes to get the internet up and going. I don't care where you put it, just do it. I didn't finish my showroom till much later. That's awesome. I'll be there too. No, I won't. I'm just kidding. I'm too far. Oh, what a day. All right, I'll move this back over. So these F-150s, man, they like to do some space, let me tell you. Wide side seals, that's for sure. It's tiny, 1,000 square feet, enough for 2 cars in the shop. My waiting area bathroom is 200 square feet. I spent $4K on renovations. Anything commercial gets expensive. Hey, you got a space. It's a world of difference from no, it's a world of difference from not having a space. Having any space. I was looking to do a much smaller space. I mean, I'm glad I've kind of grown into this one. I mean, I don't use it all the time, but for like the classes and stuff like that, it was awesome. But man, just having it, that's so cool. It's always, or it can be really, really scary in the beginning, because I was nervous going to leave my security deposit. But then you realize, oh, hey, I'm not a complete idiot with all this. Can you add an external battery with the media mod? Yeah, that's what I do. Check out the, I've got a really good breakdown video of the whole streaming setup. I got an Anchor battery, a smaller one, and a really short USB-C cable. It's obnoxious, but it does work. Because, yeah, Media Mod makes the whole rest of the GoPro, like, super annoying to change batteries and stuff. Red rubber baby bunkers, buggy boo. I gave up on the GTI back window. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. They're not super fun. But if you keep some principles, they ain't the worst in the world. Some are worse than others, though. I think some, even on the same car, I swear, some have seemed very difficult, and some have seemed a little bit easier. So you're gonna plot the back winders? Yes, we will. But you know what is nice about a smaller showroom? Not spending for 500 square feet in showroom, because commercial anything is expensive, and when you're redoing any area, man, I hate square footage. Oh. There we go. (2001 to 2008). And I swear, maybe it's just the day, but I swear, there will be days or windows that you will tint on the exact same vehicle, and you'll have way harder of a time. And another day, you'll just knock it out. Can't explain it, but that's how it goes sometimes. All right. So it's been probably about an hour, and we've managed to cut out the front doors. Good God, man. I'm very happy. You know what's so cool though right now with like a lot of the people that have been calling is like I'm so used to getting like, hey, can I get my windows tinted today? Or like a couple days. But when you start booking like a week and a half out, that's where, you know, it's like, I kind of wish there was something sooner. Right? And I don't want to push people off any longer than I have to. But when it gets to that point, And then you just talk to people and they're like, okay, that's fine. I'm just like, wait, what? Really? Okay, cool. Sweet. Thank you so much for being patient. So he was just gonna, yeah, we're gonna set that one up. I'm pretty sure we're gonna do it. You know what was super nice about that one too? Was the first thing that he said was, hey, I saw your channel and I really appreciate your attention to detail. I was like, that means so much. I'm not crying, you're crying. And what's like this one here, I'm just a little tickled. So this one was a referral off of the Tesla P100D that we tinted. And that's super awesome. And on top of that, like, he was just, yeah, I've seen the channel. It's really, really cool. And then gave him a little tour of this place. And he asked to see the play button. And I'm like, oh, heck yeah. It's just cool. Ooh, super chat.
Laid Up Customs super chatted $9.99. I built a carport on an empty lot my parents own behind their food truck. So no rent. Just the carport price up front.
Nice. That's a way to do it. Rev up your engines. Who was that? Laid Up Customs with a 10, thank you. I built a carport on an empty lot. On an empty lot my parents own behind a food truck, so no rent, just the carport up front. That's awesome. I wish I had no rent. What's super cool about that is, like, I mean, you can run that as long as you want. But it also gives you the ability to, like, work that up, and then if you want to move into a shop later on, but, like, shit, rent free, that's nice. Rent's never fun, but also it's opportunity. It's having the ability to then run the hours that you want to run. Like, so that rent at the end of the month, I don't know. It really isn't so scary because you're paying more for setting things on your own terms, right? And you'll make it work. You'll do what it has to make it work, and you'll really enjoy doing it. It's hard to put a price on that one. It's like, yeah, there's lots of ways to save money, but at the end of the day, what do you really enjoy doing? And it's worth taking that jump to continue doing what you like doing, but in a way that just makes a lot of sense. Long term especially. But yeah, I never wanted to shop. I never wanted to shop until I got in my shop, and then I'm like, oh, cool, now I can continue to do the things that I want to do. Like, I can actually just park this car here and then leave it here. I don't have to, like, pull it out at the end of the day. I don't have to make sure I move it for somebody else. It's like, oh, this is It's my shop now. Yay. So. I started with just wraps, but I needed something more steady. Your videos made me tint. That's cool. What if customers wants both cars streamed? So I did mention right at the beginning, and this is like legitimately gonna be a thing where, like, I thought about this a little while back, but you know, I didn't really have to worry about it. But there was the occasional day where somebody would walk in and then somebody else would walk in, like, so I'd have a morning appointment and an afternoon appointment. And then it was kind of like pick and choose which car to stream. But if they've both seen the channel and they're like, you know, they both would like to see their cars on the channel. And I'm like, oh, dang. Well, I got to pick one. So I think people are pretty reasonable. It's not the end of the world, but it is a little bit of a letdown if you wanted to, and then it just doesn't happen, right? So, like, then the adjustment for that is then making sure there's the ability to have every car streamed. Charge a streaming fee. You know, and nowadays there's definitely a possibility there as far as like being able to do that. But that being said, it's just something I really enjoy doing too. So being able to like have the opportunity to stream it, it's like, that to me means a lot more. Guess what, friend? The C6 will soon return for the blackout vinyl finisher. Oh, okay. That'll clean it up. Yep, we can do that anytime. It'll look better that way. Oh my God, I almost screwed this one up. We gotta shrink this way. We flip these sideways. So whenever you flip a roll sideways, you gotta watch out for accidentally flipping, not accidentally flipping sideways, but you gotta watch out for that. I noticed, I was like, this doesn't look like it's gonna shrink this way. Oh yeah, we flipped it sideways. So usually we shrink up and down, but when you flip a roll sideways and use a long roll, you gotta shrink out the sides. Phew! Somebody caught it too. Muscle memory takes over a lot of times. I'm on like a good amount of autopilot with this. So you get to the point where you just do things the way you do them on every car. And then when you throw a little monkey wrench into there, you'll especially see me get tripped up, and then I'm like searching for something and like got to get that momentum going again. So if you catch it early enough, you can definitely like readjust for it. So like there's this little bit down here that we just have to make sure is going to not give us any problems on the inside. But there's kind of something like a little class refresher here. A little finger that you start to shrink out one way can become a very big finger shrunk out the proper way when it gets to it. So I just want to make sure that, yeah, we'll be all good here. We'll go back over here, put a little bit. It'll pull some of that away. So yesterday I was tinting a smart car. Code enforcement knocked on my door. And code enforcement knocked on my door? Uh-oh, what happened? Getting popular. They're like, hey, somebody's got a business here. Canon. Oh, that was quick. Neighbors have been complaining. Oh, you're sitting from home? That was really quick. That's no good. They were sneaky for me. They just put a little sign on my door. No! Oh, that's such a bummer. They said I can't tint in my garage. Dude, it hurts. I'm having flashbacks right now to when that happened to me, except they didn't knock on my door. They just put a little thing there, and then I had to try and like call and get a hold of somebody and go like, hey, bud. I don't have the money for a trailer. You don't need a trailer. You just need a space. So, like, if you want to do mobile work, shoot, I was running everything out of an Escape for a while. That thing's got plenty of space to do mobile tinting. Okay. I would pay an extra $25 to guarantee a stream in my car. Noted. How about 100? Would 100? Cannon. Cannon. Cannon! Oh my god, this... Hello, Tint Studio, how can I help you? Okay. Okay, sure. Unfortunately, not that soon. Like, busy season just hit. We're booked up right now through April 6th right now. Yeah. Like a handful of weeks ago, I could have got you in sooner.
Supreme Window Tinting Super Chatted $1.99. Ella says you're great and loves your channel.
Is that something you want to schedule out a little bit, or? Okay, I don't blame you. It's not too bad, but it is like, I mean, definitely not tomorrow through, so like about a week and a half to almost 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Yep, I do Saturdays. The 2nd is booked up. The earliest Saturday then would be the 9th. Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. Okay. On an O2 Cadillac DeVille? Yeah, it would be $350 for all the sides and the rear. Alrighty, man. Well, yeah, just let me know. All right, you have a good one. Unfortunately, it was that's no fun. Somebody we tinted for last year, looking for another appointment. Now we're booked out, to when we are, so. Oh my God. Hello, Tint Studio. How can I help you? Okay, they hung up. My tin shop is definitely not the most popular in town. No. There are people easily last year that have been in business longer, that were like the glass shop, for example, that I was tinting for. They were booked out for a month. So, they were definitely busier than I am. But, you know, we've been here for about a year and a half now, right? We're gonna be going on 2 years in like October. Everybody's saying secretary on the way. So it's one of those things. The more you just tough it out, the longer you stay in business, the more good jobs you do. All that stuff takes time. And then when busy season hits, you're like way busier. And when slow season hits, you're just not as slow as you were before. And it's just sticking with it until eventually you have way too much to do and not enough time to do it. How much do I spend on marketing? Oh, I don't do any ads right now. I mean, to me, my ads are the YouTube channel and TikTok right now. Those two things. I think you can do wonders off of TikTok, but just like any platform, you got to put a lot of work into it as well. But, I mean, I joined TikTok as a nobody, and some videos blew up super huge. So the right thing can definitely get your name out there. And the more you do that, you get a little business here, you get a little business there, and then that business then turns into referral business. And that all just kind of snowballs. Because you'll do a car for somebody, and then next year they'll have another car, or their friend has a car, family has a car. Every client that you take care of has a little reach. What's your max daily load when booking people? Oh, right now it's gonna sound super pathetic to like a lot of places. I'm really scheduling 1 or 2 solid jobs a day. So when I say I'm booked out, it's like, oh, he's so busy. But it's stuff so I can set up to also live stream at the same time. But with those, I put a lot of individualized time now into cars. That's kind of what this thing has grown into. A nice busy day for me, working with a company was generally probably about 4 to 5 full cars in a day. That's not with windshields. That's like all the sides and the rears. Like 5 was kind of like, okay, I'm pushing things. 4 is like, yeah, that's fine, totally fine. But it was usually like 4 full cars, a handful of doors, like so a couple sets of doors. Then inevitably somebody would want a windshield. 1 or 2 people would want a windshield, something like that. So it was a nice busy pace where you're not really taking lunch breaks. You're always on your feet. You're moving. As long as the cars are pretty straightforward, your day goes pretty well. It's just a world of difference from this place. So what I focused on a lot more here is spending a lot more time on any one individual car and then bringing it to the internet. So what I was trying to do last year was at least book 2 to 3 cars in a day. And it's the overlapping and somebody's not dropping off and then this person is picking up earlier. And so I got really comfortable in the wintertime with like, all right, I want to keep everything going on the channel as best I can. So let's just take all the appointments that I have and kind of allocate them to like 1 per day. So I'm not trying to knock out all the work immediately on one day. 1 or 2 days, like it gets a little bit stretched out. Hello, Tint Studio, how can I help you? Sure, what kind of vehicle? Okay. Did you want to do all the sides and the rear with the windshield or without? So with the windshield, it would start at, what is it? Oh my God, why can't I remember my own? It would start at $420 for all the sides and the rear. Without the windshield, it'd be $290. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, we do. No, I don't like to do most of my vehicles pre-cut. I can always just get a better cut hand cutting along, you know, so like the top edge of the windows, everything's just a little bit tighter, a little bit closer. Yeah, we're appointment only. We're booked out right now until about April 5th is the earliest we could get you in. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, just let me know. All right, you're welcome. Have a good one. That was a good one. So the YouTube channel too. But waiting, like, don't know how long I really want to wait to get it done right. It's all good. I'm not offended. I'm super offended. Do you know how many subs I have? Just kidding. All right. Yeah, I'm going to have to do something with these phones too. Because, like, I got to separate my headset. So my headset's got to be on my computer. So I might have to get another one. Or just do it differently so I can do it on the computer at the same time. I was thinking about doing voice changes for a little bit. That would kind of be a funny thing to do. But there was like a guy earlier today that, like, I don't know. I feel weird about putting people on the spot. Like if they don't really know. Some people I don't care, but they're going to be really good. If there's going to be like, you know, somebody serious that calls, I don't really, like, they just sometimes will give like their full name right at the beginning. I don't know how comfortable people are with that. Yeah, when do I get to pull that line on somebody? Do you know how many subs I have? That is the line that would just, like, it's so arrogant, but also funny at the same time. Like, don't you know how many subs I have? You've done more phone calls in minutes than you have time tinting windows. Yep, today it's been that day. But when it's busy, it's busy. That's just kind of how it goes. Where's the play button? Play button is in a box. Oh man, I was so stoked. He asked to, if he could see the play button. And I was just like, aw, heck yeah. Love to show it. So I gotta put it up front. Now that's gonna be a big priority. Because, like, it was just like, I haven't seen one in person. It'd be really cool to see one in person. It's like, oh, I never really even thought about it that way. Like, yeah, I'd love to see anybody's play buttons too. Like, no! I was just about to roll you down. So I'm gonna hang it up front. Soon enough here. But yeah, we'll do something here. Something here soon enough. Because, I mean, really at this point, there's enough for somebody to do, at least mostly full-time. And that was really, like, the goal. It's like there's enough, like, every one extra thing that I have to do, when it starts taking away from the things that you do best, that's when, like, okay, with this time, now I can do these things. That's when you hire somebody. And obviously, and unfortunately, it's not just hiring somebody to teach them window tinting. It's hiring somebody to handle all the extra stuff. So, like, it's less exciting than it might sound. Because if I had somebody doing the window tinting, who's gonna stream? There we go. Get that tucked up in place. Yeah, so back to the vehicle too. F-150s, really, really straightforward with a lot of it. So you can see, like, I've got this side edge here with a whole lot of space on the inside. And what I mean by that is this outside seal is here, and the inside seal is kind of like offset. So I can see a lot of this outside seal, and I've got about that much room before I get to the edge on the inside. Meaning that you kind of want to cut these wider than a lot of windows, just so you don't see that even on the inside. It's not always just about making sure your light gaps are gone, but also making sure the inside is clean too when you have that much glass there. Get right up close to that edge. I don't know, what would that be like if oh no, see that other guy too. Where it gets sticky is like contact information too. So like I had to get a phone number from somebody too, and just saying that out over, like, I gotta figure out that if I'm gonna just put phone calls with like voice changers on the stream. I don't think it'd be the end of the world, but generally speaking, if I didn't know, it's just some people are a lot more private. It'd be a little off-putting, I'm sure. That's just the way that I think. So we've got this, you'll see it more on the other side. But normally we have fingers, like the obviously shrinking on the bottom, and then you have that little swoop at the bottom. Since we shrunk it on the side, that now moves to the side. That's where all that tension's gonna be. Somebody asked about door panels. I mean, I would love for there to be something that I can reuse. I've seen, like, if you like pulling seals, having something that can kind of tuck in here is you can do towels, you can do a plastic, like there's so much extra that you can do with that. Without removing the panels, you're kind of trying to create some type of a bond in between or like right here on the seal, so water doesn't seep through a bunch and go down to the paneling anyways. Like there'll always be a little bit up here, but if I just loosely put a towel up here or something, water's still gonna like drip through and get the interior like super, super wet. So I would love for there to be a solution. I have seen like some covers that kind of wrap around the side and you can still like tape the top and stuff. I think using those on a couple of doors makes sense. And as soon as that plastic gets wet, then you kind of have to dry it off. So I'm definitely more wasteful and spending more money on covers doing it this way. But it's also fast. Just there you go. I've seen nice ones that are reusable, but you have to pull the sweeps for sure. Yeah, and that's just something that's we're not going to do in most cases. I think it'd be a good item to show in your shop, the play button. I mean, after today, it's so interesting talking to like different people, and then you like, so you hear what they're thinking. So you have one thing in your head, and then you hear what they say, and you're just like, oh, I've been looking at this all wrong. Because it was like, I mean, it might be like everybody's got a video on a play button. Like there's hundreds of them. Like you've seen them all over the internet and stuff. But it's just like somebody's just like, yeah, I've never seen one in person. It's like, oh, well, I'd be happy to show you. That's super cool. Yeah, so we'll definitely get it up front. Use a combo matte method. Somebody notices they're using an overseas answering phone service for a limo company, and they're only paying $135 per hour. Yeah, there are those. I think that would make a lot more sense for... I think it would honestly make a lot more sense for... like if you were doing some type of customer service. But paying an overseas service to handle phone calls, like, it's going to sound like a international call center. I don't like that. If somebody is calling your shop, they don't need to speak to the owner, but they definitely need to speak to somebody that is very much a part of the business. I've heard some people, they don't even do phone calls. They just, everything's through text message. I bought a waterproof barber cape, cut it down, run a strip of tuck tape around the top for the panel in case. That sounds like a really good idea. I like that a lot. Yeah, having like a barber cape, just like some tough waterproof plastic that you can kind of like hang up on the sides and then put them on the door panels, tape the top. That makes a lot of sense, yep. One of the reasons that I was doing it this way versus like, because I would like have basically plastic trash bags, cut them open, and then run with those for a little while. What kind of drove me crazy was like trying to get the tape lined up with it, where this is like, you put the tape here, and then I'm sticking the plastic on top of it, so it's just really quick that way. I just hated fidgeting with it, so. But that's a really good solution for sure. Any tips to not get creases in windshield? Practice, and do the reverse rolling method. Reverse rolling fixed my windshields by a big margin, because if you install the film by just peeling the whole liner and carrying it in, as one person, it's really tough to do that with a windshield. There's so much extra material on the sides, and it's too hard to juggle it all and push it up clean on the windshield without getting any type of like small creases, big creases. It used to be like pretty small, but it was over on the passenger side, so it was at least more okay, but still never great. And then I finally decided to try and teach myself how to reverse roll after I saw lots of those magical videos. World of difference. It's so much smoother when you reverse roll it. Or are you talking about shrinking and I just talked for way too long about installing? How do you tint when the vehicle has vent shades? Do you take them off? If they're the in-channel weather techs, yes. If they're the external like stick-ons, then you just work around them. Shrinking. Yeah. Guys need to be more specific. Just watch lots of videos on shrinking. Yesterday's stream was actually really good for that. You're not going to see any great shrinking examples today. So it's much easier to demo it than try and talk through it. But I had that question yesterday, and we did the windshield and the back window on an M5. So that was a pretty good example. The TLDR, pole shrinking. But yeah, there's a lot of, like, I noticed a lot from new people. Oh yeah, that charger. So we did another charger. That one, I put a lot of time into trying to explain shrinking on that. Watch those. And then watch, he'll say, I did already. Do you still sell pre-cut tint? No. No, go to, there's a good site, Tint Zoom. So they'll do GeoShield kits, but they're really, really good about all the kits that they do. They have a bunch of different plotter softwares, and they also have a really busy shop. So they're always cutting and playing around with software and stuff. I think if you're going to do kits, you can't get much better than that. Enchilada time is over. A good video would be showing how to get yourself out of common mistakes. That would be a good video, yeah. Yeah, I was kind of putting a list together. I forgot, like I was putting a list together right before this client walked in.
DW super chatted $5.
That
How
is
do
a
you do the
DW
thing
comment.
with the thing and the other thing?
DW with the 5. How do you do that thing with the thing? You know, the thing? I assume too much when I respond to people sometimes. Need to demand people clarify stuff. They demand it. A lot of questions can be really, really open-ended, unintentionally too, but a lot of questions are pretty open-ended, like, how do I fix this, how do I do that? And it's like, I have no idea even where you're coming from. So I'm just doing my best to assume that you're tinting like I am. But especially in that class, there's really have to pay attention. Oh my God, I thought that was a scratch. That's a water line. Really have to pay attention on like all the little things. So when I squeegee a window, I start from top to bottom, but I also go from like this side all the way over, or the front to the back, but you make like overlapping strokes all the way down. Don't just like kind of do here and then do here and then do over here. Like you see all types of stuff. It's all here. No one tints like you? I think a lot of people do, actually. Around here, this was like a super popular style. There's like some little differences on like, but overall, like a lot of people end up kind of tinting like this. Or at least around here they do. What's the pre-cut tint site? Tint Zoom. TINTZOOM. Kits are one of those things that, like, it's just too much extra for what they are right now. There's so many options available, too. Often what would happen with the kits is like, so you need to collect a lot of info too when you do a kit, like more so than you really want to. You'd think you'd get a lot of them just for like, hey, I have a set of front doors that I want to get, or I want to get like a full kit for like my 2016 Malibu or something like that. No, a lot of the kit inquiries and requests that I would get, it'd be for stuff that was like 2005 and older. And it was always, like most of the time it was trucks. And there's so many little extra things with vehicles like that. It was never like newer stuff. It was never pretty straightforward stuff. There was always like extra information that I'd have to get. It was just kind of a pain. Gator blades any good? Yep. I like gator blades quite a bit. Still got to be careful with them, but they're amazing for touching up windows, like harder touch-ups that you really have to put a lot of pressure on. So I use the back edge of a gator blade a lot like people use a little chiseler. This corner right here, ooh, if you really want to crush something down, that corner, it's great for it. So you can scrape and you can do really hard touch-ups. It's kind of like a nice little multi-tool that you can carry with you. Super handy. All right, we got one more door. Things are moving along here. Phone's been quiet for a minute. Went in under my nail. Which one? The gator blade? Ouch. Somebody was saying the other day a Easy Reach did the same thing. I've had more Easy Reaches poke me in the finger than anything. You just reach down for it and just like, oh, it hurts. Yeah, not fun. I'm coming to your class. Oh, awesome. When are you going to be here? April or May? Not sure if you read my message, but thanks for teaching me the snap strength. Turned out great band easier. Great band. Turned out good? Turned out good? I'm assuming that's what that meant. That's awesome. Next class is the third week in April, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, which I wish I could change it to a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday now. Because just getting a rental car, we have to get up really early because where we got them from was only open on Monday through Saturday. So I don't want to hold it from Saturday all the way through to like Wednesday. But picking it up before class is it's a little bit of a challenge getting up. Just a few specks tinted outside. Nice. That makes it extra difficult, so good job. But yeah, I keep forgetting what the dates are, but it's it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, third week in April. Same thing for May. I'm gonna open up the next class too, for June. And they're pretty much, as of right now, they're pretty much gonna go every 3 days, in the like third week of the month, probably up till the end of the year. At least that's the plan so far. First one went super well. So they're gonna be limited to 6 people instead of 8. Just makes it a little bit more attention per person. Like at that point, any more than that, it's still manageable, but it is, it does stretch your attention a lot. So I think there's some people that really preferred to watch some of the demos, and then like, yeah, there's a good mix for sure. Everything turned out super well though. I was very happy with it. What's the main difference between, how much for the class? Class is 15. What's the main difference between carbon? Carbon, I'm guessing that's carbon and ceramic. Carbon and high performance. So high performance is usually like a metallized film. So you'll see NR, HP, carbon, or ceramic. So HP, high performance, metallized, it's not as popular anymore. It got a real bad name because it was really bad for signal interference. I would have to just get some and try it. And it's one of those tint things where every manufacturer will tell you that theirs is not going to mess with signals. And also, this isn't like the early 90s, so infrastructure is way better. But that being said, metal on a metal cage is a Faraday cage, so it blocks out signals and stuff. So I would have to try it. The main difference is really just cost and that, the metallized. I think metallized is a little bit more reflective in most cases. So that's where carbon and ceramics came out eventually. And so you have that same type of heat block. But also the metallized reflects the heat away. So that little reflectiveness is kind of nice because there's 2 ways to get rid of the heat. You either absorb it and dissipate it, or you reflect it off of the vehicle entirely. So carbon and ceramic, they absorb it and dissipate it, but they're also dark. Or they can be dark. If that makes sense. Like, not non-reflective, NR. So metallized film will reflect it away, but at the cost of it being kind of like, a little reflective looking. You get some good heat numbers there. Maybe it'll make a comeback. But it was so bad for signals back in the day, and it's always kept that same thing. So it's just not as popular. I don't know your language. I'm from Russia. I will communicate through a translator. Excuse me. Hello, everyone. Chat. What's up, man? Do you prefer NR over HP and carbon is superior? Yeah, I definitely prefer NR. Like NR, carbon, and ceramic. That's what I carry. I think there's still probably like a niche for like a budget-friendly metallic film, because that's kind of what you're doing is you're getting some good heat numbers, you're saving a little bit of money with it, kind of more on par with like with carbon. It just, as long as it's not really going to interfere with signals and it looks good, then yeah, like either way you go, you'd be getting a good film. But it's that I haven't installed an HP film really ever. Like very, very little. It's been a long time. It went, when I was installing, it went right from dyed film, then carbon started becoming a thing, metallized films were very frowned upon, and then, you know, carbon ceramic, both those two things at the same time. Good job, bro. You did great. Thank you. We got a few windows left. Here in Holland, they are all NR. If you want a superior film, then you choose HP. Interesting. Well, as long as people are happy with it, that's the main thing. It's kind of like a big thing to kind of investigate. So you have to basically tint your whole car in it and then just ride around for like a little while. So see your options, figure out which one you want to go with, then put it on your car, try it out. And more people just tend to kind of stick to what they know and what is already recommended. Less people are willing to like buy that roll and check it out. But a lot of like, you know, like Geo, for example, they don't have an HP film to sell me. So then I'd have to look outside this company, and I'm not sure who I'd go with. So I've been more than happy with carbon and stuff. So just watch the last stream of the heat shrinking. Shouldn't you let the heat gun do most of the work? Yeah, it does. All right. Let's get a back window cut out now. For a beginner, what cards would you say it wouldn't be possible for a beginner to do? When you start going back into like the early 2000s, you get more things that are a lot more difficult from a regular one, like old Tauruses, Crown Vics, stuff that's kind of like hung around for a while. You'll have a much easier time doing just generally newer cars. I don't have any sort of like major list of things to kind of look out for and whatnot. There's just too many. There's too many things. So a lot of cars nowadays, new. Oh shit! I did that thing. I shouldn't have done that thing. There's just too many like small things. You kind of learn as you go. There's some new people though, like it's what I would consider to be harder, but there's new people that like they'll do something and they'll not even realize that it was kind of like a hard thing to even do. They just did it. So don't get like too tripped out. Oh, what? Really? Oh, then that. I don't know why it didn't adjust then. Okay. See what we can cut out. Cannon. A Corvette? Yeah, you have your staples like a Corvette, a VW Bug, a Beretta, like generally speaking, Audis, Jettas, and quite a few other ones. They're just going to be harder from an average car, but there's kind of like, there's your extreme list, and then there's lots of other little things that'll make a vehicle difficult, but it's kind of hard to just say everything that's going to be challenging for you, because some people, what's challenging to one person is not necessarily going to be all that challenging for another person. Like there's just too many things. Saturns were pretty straightforward, weren't they? So this is a Ford F-150 crew, right? Which I'm sure the back windows are all pretty much the same, except if there's a manual versus like a power slider. So that doesn't really make much of a difference. I don't think I'm going to be able to. Ooh, wait, yes, I will. Dang, look at that. I got somebody wanting me to do a 19 Jetta. Yeah, Jetta's going to be a lot tighter. All right, it's cutting. You guys like my desktop? Is that busy enough? GeoShield Carbon or Pro Classic? Well, do you want heat rejection or do you want just good looks? It's up to you. Both of them are great films. What's up? Okay, that's all right. What's the best way to make a website? A template. Like you either pay a company to do it, or if you want to learn and take it on yourself, Squarespace, Wix, and others. There's a lot of sites that have basically like template builders, and so you get a nice pretty template, you add your pictures, and you can kind of arrange modules any which way that you want. So it's not that hard to get a pretty decent website put together, but it's not going to be like to the same grade as having somebody that knows what they're doing put it together. I'm using Pro Classic. It's very nice, but there isn't really a price difference on them, so should I offer both? I do, because it's like the dyed film, carbon film, no heat rejection, better heat rejection. It's an upsell. That's not a 21 F-150. Has to be an 18 to 19. Well, the good news... Oh, this is 22 to 21. Are we that old? Hang on, let me check. We might have made a boo-boo. I was just kind of guesstimating. Let me see what we're dealing with. I should have checked beforehand, but... oh, God. 17. Oh, yeah. We're way off. What do you think? You think this will work? So what I really like about that software is it gives me like year ranges. And I just kind of assumed The rear slider is the same. Oh, okay. I'm going to take somebody's word for it. I think we're going to try it. Let's see. Only front windows are different. All right. Well, we're going to move forward with it, and then we'll see. But thank you for catching that. So yeah, on trucks, it just depends on the year. Sometimes a lot changes. Sometimes not a lot changes. But yeah, going from 17 to 21, 22, that's definitely a big jump there. I just kind of assumed it was that new, but I should have looked. I forget. All right, let's put this back up here. Would you ship just the front windshield tint if it was to be ordered? You mean like a kit? Most softwares don't do windshields, actually. They're not very great. Trey says the rear slider is the same, only front windows are different. Thank you, my dude. That is super cool. Then I made a happy mistake. Tried to make one from scratch with Wix without a template after months. Still wasn't on the front page. Templates are the best, still very customizable. Yep, I use a template. Templates are just, they're just a super big time saver. And so with a window tinting site for a business, it's just you don't need to do anything you don't need to do anything crazy to have something relatively nice, right? So it's whoever made the prettiest, nicest, quickest local business template, just use whatever you think looks nice, and then just start loading it up with your own pictures, with your own text, helpful things like local state laws and just information about window film. Like, try and tailor it to be a resource. So when people are looking around for, like, what tint should I get for my vehicle? Like, you have little articles and little sections on your site that give, like, either popular recommendations or information that would be really helpful to them. Because if you are the resource, then you'll get a lot more business that way. And you'll get a lot more clients that are, believe it or not, they care because they actually took the time to look. They weren't just calling around for a quick job. Oh, Lobo answering a bunch of questions. Thank you. What do you tell your customers if you cannot fix it? A back window, for instance? Well, then you just apologize. And if you really can't do the job, then unfortunately you give them their keys back. You don't charge them, and you move on to the next client. Because if you didn't deliver on your end, then, you know, it's like, I think people appreciate it a lot more. Like, hey, man, I just didn't get a nice, clean result. I'm not trying to pass off trashy work, and your car is just really, really difficult for me to do. Like, was it inconvenient to have their car dropped off with you at that point? Yeah. But, so, like, you don't feel great about it. But at the end of the day, they'll generally appreciate you being upfront with them about it. Just, hey, it didn't go great, so I wasn't able to do it. And then you got to move on to the next thing. see more in the other direction where people try and pass off really, really bad work. I'm going to see if I have hot water today. Oh my God, I do. So yesterday, one of my, because we messed with my electrical box, one of the breakers was still popped out. Turned out that was for the hot water. So yesterday I didn't have hot water. I was like, just found out too late in the day. Now I've got hot water. Heck yeah. That breaker was marked correctly. Yeah, I mean, most reasonable people will appreciate you just telling them, like, hey, I can't deliver on your car. And you're not charging them for it either. Have you ever tinted tiny front windows on a VW Golf? My tinter said it would be too difficult for them. Oh yeah. So on a VW Golf, yeah, they're a complete pain in the ass to do. What I would say is have some black matte vinyl and vinyl the. Make sure it's cool with your client first, and then vinyl that area. It'll be way easier. You can't see out of those quarter windows anyways, and then you can move on. But yeah, I don't blame them. Those ones suck. Really, really hard to get the film. Really hard to get the film in place. No, we're actually not TikTok streaming right now. I'm waiting to get to 5,000, and then I think we can do something a little bit different. This looks pretty convincing to me that it's gonna fit. You don't work. Wait, you went to a dealership, they couldn't do something, and then they still charged you for being there? What? This is shitty. Oh, that is beautiful. Look at that. That's perfect. Yep, no change to the back window from 17 all the way through 21/22. What's the TikTok? Detroit Tint Studio. I gotta keep that going, that post train. I think everybody, like, unironically, I didn't pay attention to it at all. Then a couple of weeks ago, I took another look at it, and it's like, everybody should be on TikTok. Seriously. It's the most discoverable platform right now, period. If you put out a good video, it will be shown. It doesn't matter if you have 0 followers or a bajillion followers. If you put out a bad video, they won't show it. If you put out a good video, they'll show it. And the more you put out good videos, the more they'll show those videos because they know they do well. TikTok is an amazingly discoverable platform. It's still very short, so your impact is different. You have to hit a lot more people, but what they're doing in terms of being able to target locally and just interesting, the culture that's there. There's so much more work and DIY stuff on TikTok And it's like people are like learning things and it's genuinely interesting and it's all very fast served. So it's like, oh my God, it's awesome. So it's cool. Really, really cool. What if you only put HP film on the back? I have no idea. I like I said, I haven't used HP film in very, very long time. It just had that stigma of signal interference. So if it's not on as many of the windows, then there's probably less signal interference. But sounds like you got to be the one to do the legwork on that one. Boom. Perfect. Yep, that's what we want to see. Spot on. What's cool about plotted patterns for ceramic bordered windows is that they're so, like, if they're the right size, it saves you time. Like somebody just said in chat, saves time. And their corners, their straight edges, they're just machine cut straight. Where they let me down is top edges. If those top edges aren't cut right, they're often not going to match perfectly with that. But dotted ceramic edges are usually a lot more universal. So that's why they tend to line up better. Next F-150, don't shrink any windows. I learned a while back, save some time. Yeah, I've definitely heard that and seen it from my brother. I always have a little, like, I have that habit of shrinking pretty much everything a little bit. But yeah, you don't have to shrink them. There's actually quite a few. But that's another topic. Canon. 22 Audi Q5 front doors. What do you do with the tight door panel? In that case, like, so you might have some sticky windows too, so it's just kind of not super fun to tint anyways. Just cut your the sides a little bit tighter. Same thing with the bottom. Just don't tuck it in as far. You'll have a little bit easier time getting it in place. No matter how you cut that one, it's not exactly going to be super fun though. But Audi front doors, like especially on the SUVs, windshields, they're just tight. They get harder to do. You can make 3-minute long videos with enough followers. TikTok will sometimes allow you early if you are trending well. Yeah, I've seen that. That's cool. So we did the minute-long video about the different ceramic films. That video actually did pretty well. I still like keeping very much like a short, simple theme to my TikTok. I am not the star of my TikTok. It's all about delivering something that I think is interesting to tint consumers that you may not have known, or just a helpful thing to know about window tinting, and keep it as short to the point as possible. They've overall done really, really well. Have you eaten Stroop waffles? No, I haven't. We actually got some as a Christmas gift, but I haven't eaten them. I've seen you put them over coffee, right, and let it warm up. I haven't done that yet. What system do you use to make a model of car cut windows for the plotter? So the software I'm using right now is called Film Cut. That's this stuff. So many years, makes, and models. And I could get into plotters again, but plotter software, it's cool because you get the templates, you get a machine cut, saves you time, as long as those patterns work out for you. Plotter software. Ooh, wait. Plotter software. There you go. There's a link to it. Just eat them. I took a bite of it, and it was just definitely kind of sweet. Oh, wow, spam right now. Perfect timing. Gone. What percentage are they going on this one? Core from Lumar has good top edges. See, if you can get Lumar... Okay, so there's... We're opening that can of worms now. GoPro. So, okay, first, percentages. We're doing something just a little bit different, and I really like the choice here. So we're doing 20 on the front doors, and he wants to darken up the back a little bit, but not as dark as limo. So we ended up doing 35% over it. So a little bit darker in the back, but not quite limo. 20% in the front. That door's open, so you'll get the whole perspective once we close everything up. So the difference between 35 and factory is this right here. Doesn't look like it's huge, but when you close it all up, it's gonna be pretty cool. I like the choice. I'm actually gonna be doing that on my van, because I'm like, my wife drives it. I don't really want to go for limo in the back. We have like a 23, 24% on the back, and then we were talking about it. It's like, yeah, I think we're gonna do 35 over the factory on the back. Not quite limoed out, but still a little bit darker. With the factory privacy right now, you know, we have the shades up that came on the sliding doors, but it's still like sun pops in and that factory tint is not dark enough. It is definitely blinding for them. 8 to 10%. Mm-hmm. Yep. Which is a really, really nice shade. Let's put this here. Let's get this. Last thing. Got my sprayer. But yeah, I like the choice here. This would be cool. Nice and clean. Oh, but yeah, we were talking about the software there. Somebody mentioned Core. I haven't used Lumar software in many years. It's definitely changed from when it was Precision Cut, though. I know that much. And I really liked Suntech had True Cut. They had really good patterns on that overall. The thing is, you really have a hard time trying to get those softwares if you're not a dealer, or you can get them for like a limited time. So sometimes they'll get you in for a year. You'll get nice and comfortable, you'll rely on it, and then they'll give you a phone call and be like, hey, so we noticed you don't buy our film. And you go like, yeah, but I really like your software and I'm paying for it. And they're like, yeah, pay for our film, please. And then if you don't, then they yank the software back. So my list of recommendations for software, you're either in that company and good, like you either have Lumar film and you already know you have access to their software, or you're on the outside of some of these looking around and like, hey, I heard that was a good software. How do I get it? You can try calling the company. So there's a very small list of software that I can actually recommend that I think is good enough. So the ones that you really have to pick from are, there's Film Cut, there's Film Cut Pro, there's DigiCut Film and Vinyl Designs, Tint Tech 2020, there's Solar Guard software, Computer Cut. I thought they were locked down, but they're actually not. Solar Guard's is going to be the most expensive, but probably one of the ones that I would trust the most too. overall they had pretty decent software and patterns, but not flawless. Film Cut's gonna save you the most. They're like 85 bucks a month, but definitely missing out on some features, so. Yeah, software is not, unfortunately not as simple as, oh, I just have to get the machine and then I can get a software and then I can computer cut these things. It seems that easy, but then when you dig into the weeds a little bit and you realize like most of these companies are trying to use their software as a selling tool for their film, and they want dealers to be like wholly on board with their films and all their products. So they want your dealer, the dealers, to basically be like, you know, we have all these products, why would you carry anybody else's? So then they get a little bit strong arm you into trying to use everything from them. So either like it all and do it, or not. Do you ever get asked to install 15, or is it just an oddball shade? No, I get asked about 15. It's actually a little darker, but it's really close too. So side by side, if you like had window tint and you had 20%, then you know what you're driving around with. When you get 15%, it'll be a little bit darker. But when you put them side by side, sometimes they're just like, you know, it's a 5% difference. It's real close. You don't notice it all that much, but I have it in carbon. That's the only film I have 15% in. And there we have it. So we're actually all set here. So this is 20 on the front, and then basically about a 10% on the back. So we did 35 over the rear. So 35 over factory privacy, 20% Canon. Okay, cool. That was way surprising. I totally forgot. I just got the deposit for Thursday. So the Mach-E is all set for 10 a.m. That's awesome. So we got a Mach-E coming in on Thursday next week. And then Wednesday, yeah, I got to follow up with some people about Wednesday then. We might have a Grand Wagoneer on Wednesday. Do you ever get asked to, oh no, I answered that one already. Looking awesome. Thank you. Yeah, this one turned out real nice. 35 carbon plus on your Sienna. Ooh, now there you go. That sounds like a good idea. But we already put Pro Nano on the front. Already put it on the front. So yeah, as far as this one goes, yeah, I think we're all good. We're all good here. 20 on the fronts, 35 over 20 on the back, bringing it down to about like a 9 or 10% right there. So you can kind of see through a little bit here. It's not quite as dark as Limo, but I like it. I like that a lot. I think that's a good choice. Open it up. Boom. Wow. Camera freezes. Oh. Never mind. Camera dead. This battery. Is this the newer ones or is this the older ones? Oh, I think this is the newer ones. These ones probably aren't as good. This other one's pretty good though. Oh no, that was. They're just worn out. I need to get these batteries again. I live in Colorado, and the legal tint allowed no more than 27%, and is 35%. 35 used to be fine. Putting 35 over the factory should really only bring it down as dark as like 30, like 31 to like 30%. So you should be totally fine with that. But yeah, you need to always shoot a little bit higher because when you combine, I mean, that was my TikTok there. I want a coffee. Let me get a coffee and then I'll show you the TikTok. There we go. Do you think a website drives lots of business? Yeah, absolutely. A good website is huge for your business. Absolutely. Especially if it's funny, there's quite a few questions about it. There's a company that reached out a little while ago. I was just getting back to them. I totally forgot. They build websites for like detailing shops, and they have some window tinting clients, so they were getting into that. No, so like, here's where a website's going to be really effective. One, like you need one. So if somebody finds you on Maps, and then goes over, like they want like a professional website to look at, or at least adds credibility.
T-Town T-shirts super chatted $4.99.
T-Town!
Thank you for the shout-outs yesterday on the towels. Tired
Aww.
to do this yesterday but didn't get in fast enough.
All right, let me do this. Dude, I'm stoked with the quality on them. It's really not often that I'm genuinely impressed with like everything about something that is like it's a towel. So T-Town did the printing on these towels. And so these are some dash towels that we used yesterday, and every one of the students got these towels too. So ttownshirts.com, and he's been tinting for a long time too. So this is one of his side hustles here. The printing on these turned out awesome. These are such nice dash towels. If you guys are looking for a dash towel, sundistributingdirect.com has these. They're the right thickness, they're the right plushiness, but they're also the fibers are like really, dude, these towels are awesome. I highly suggest, if you're looking for dash towels, get those. I have not felt a better one. But T-Town, thank you so much for the 5, man. I really appreciate that. That's really, really nice. Awesome work, bud. I like getting stoked about products. Like, when a product just surprises you, that always makes me really, really happy, because it's just, yeah, I gushed over them yesterday. They're really, really good towels. The Tint Studio logo? So that was Carrie, Iron Duck Designs. She does amazing graphic work. I just saw a post that says she's all booked up with clients, though. But yeah, Carrie is a fantastic graphic designer. Oh God, are we getting that again? Hang on one sec. We have lots of spam going on right now. Oh, they let me do this in Restream. There we go. Restream makes it easy. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'll show you Carrie's stuff in just a second. We can do the play button really quick. So I've showed this before on stream, like right when I got it pretty much. But for those of you that haven't seen it, we have the play button. So you get like this, and then you get a very nice letter from Susan Washishi. That's the CEO of YouTube. And then when you open it up, it's like, that is the Tint Studio play button right there. And it's all like shiny mirror reflect, like, hey, it's me. Super, super cool. So I got to get this hung up. I have some ideas for what we're going to put around it now, too. So it'll be pretty sweet. Canon. I saw those fakes. What fakes? Are you a geo dealer? I am. That's why there's so many boxes on all the walls. All right. We got coffee. Couple things. So there was Iron Duck Designs. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Was websites the other one? I forgot. What was the other thing that we were going to do? Do you think a website drives you a lot of business? Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay. No, but there was something before I was getting coffee that I was going to show, but I forgot what that was. Anyways, so this is ironduckdesigns.com. Carrie, she does an amazing graphic work. Sometimes I get it confused. Brand builds. Oh, speaking of that, website design. So, like, she'll do banners, logos, full wrap designs, like, you name it, she'll make it. So, Tint Keg, she did the Tint Keg logos. Elite, like, I mean, you see, her art style really shines through. Like, there's a lot of similarities in, like, the brightness, the colors that she likes to use and trying to get you to stand out. And every logo, she tries to make something unique to your business. So she doesn't like to do just like a generic car logo with changing some text and stuff like that. No, everything is kind of like from the ground up to help you have your own identity and stand out differently from somebody else. So being that she just kind of like blew up in the window tinting community, makes a lot of sense that, you know, she wants to try and design as many different types of logos as possible. But that being said, yeah, look at that. Good God. Trying to find, so her Instagram. She posts a lot of them right on her Instagram. So she's done a lot of these caricature stuff lately. But going back a little farther too, like some of these logos, like a really helpful thing that I heard from somebody is like, find a graphic designer that has an art style that kind of speaks to you, and then have that designer do the type of logo that you really want. So if you really like this art style, then yeah, she kicks ass. So she did the Detroit Tint Studio logo, which I absolutely love. But this is like a whole library of stuff that she's done. It's crazy. Super, super talented. Just got my windows tinted last week. What's an acceptable amount of dust spots before I'm being picky? Everybody's different. So if it annoys you, then I would bring it back up to the company that did it. Generally speaking, like if you can find like a couple little ones, like one little one here, one little one there, maybe like a couple together, generally that's just going to happen. But once you see it, you don't unsee it. If there's like a bunch of little spots here, little spots there, little spot, then it's like, yeah, it's probably not what you paid for. So in that case, I would definitely like hit up the shop, show them, and see how they're going to take care of it. I've redone some windows over some really small stuff, but to me, like, yeah, can it be annoying? Sure, on some level, it's like I know what it takes to tint a car. I want it to look well. I know what it's going to take to redo that window. And if it's like I put in my very best and there's always going to be something, trying to convey just how much something that there is going to be is really difficult. But as a customer, when you see it, you don't unsee it. So I'm more than sympathetic to like, it's bugging you. Let me redo the work. Let me try and make it that much better. But I'll always at least preface it with, there's always going to be something, just so we have that part of an understanding. You ever brew your coffee, or do you strictly do Keurig? No, Keurig is just purely for convenience. Doing like French press was probably like my favorite from home without going like super fancy or anything. Like French press, to some people might sound fancy. It's literally just like a press thing. You like grind up coffee, pour it in, pour hot water in there, let it sit for, and then just plunger it. You can get them for like $15. It's really, really good. So that's how I really like doing coffee, but there's a lot of effort with that. So either do the Keurig, and then we tried out like an espresso. That actually has better pods, in my opinion, but it's a little bit just kind of weird and different. Camera froze. Do you think websites drive a lot of business? I totally forgot. I thought there was going to be something about like websites that I was going to bring up. But yeah, so my website is not amazing right now. It's really not. But what matters is having like lots of text and stuff. So you want stuff that search engines really like, and that's generally like, what are people then looking for, right? So people want to, like people that are looking for information about window film, they're just going to start with some general searches. So you want to tailor your website to answer a lot of those questions. So instead of going to like somebody's blog post, they're then going to like maybe a blog post on your site, or maybe a landing page on your website, where then they're kind of funneled into like more information about your business and stuff, because those are the people that you're really trying to attract. And I get asked a lot now, like about ceramic and carbon jobs, and like that seems to be more of a trend here, less so in the wintertime, but especially more lately. Like I remember a couple of questions recently that were like, how are you getting so many more ceramic jobs? Literally all of this, everything that you see here, all the effort that I've put into, it starts to catch a little bit of traction, and then those referrals turn into more referrals, and it's just like, just grinding that out. Those, people with a little bit more disposable income that are also a little bit more like, hey, I like my car. I'm going to do a little bit more research than just go on maps and call the first 3 places that I find. Having those things out there that can act kind of as a net and just kind of attract people to your business, and then they get to see what you're all about, and then they can make a really nice, well-informed decision if they want to go to you versus somebody else. So the more that you can show, the more information that you can have, the better it's going to do for your business. You can never put too much out there. I'm a big fan of French press and brewing. Espresso is fun too. So I was trying to I'm not, I really like coffee, obviously, but I'm not I didn't get a full espresso machine because it's just, I'm looking for something to do in the morning. And then I had a big mocha kick for a little bit, and I was like, oh, they actually just add a ton of milk and a shot of espresso. So then that led us over to something that's efficient. Then we ended up picking up an espresso for Christmas. And the pods are actually much better on an espresso than the Keurig. So I taste this. Keurig is it's okay enough. And then the espresso is better, but French press kicks both their asses, but it's a little bit more work. Maddie B is my hero. I always come back. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate it. But yeah, a lot of this stuff is really starting to show right now. You feel like $1 million when it's busy, and then all of a sudden, like, there's quite a few times in the wintertime. I mean, that it's always going to be a reminder. When it slows down, it's like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Why aren't people coming here? Like, I feel like I should be busier. I put out good work. It's just, what can I do to attract people? It's like, in those slow times, then you got to look at your other stuff, and like, you have time then to add to your website, to try and figure out how to put content out there. Pay for advertising, like anything to drum up some more business. Oh yeah, I remember one thing that we were going to talk about. We were going to talk about TikTok. All right. So I haven't put out another TikTok since the last time that we've taken a look at the TikTok. So this is like, I mean, what I really like about this right now is we've built this from literally nothing. I went into it from a handful of weeks ago with 0 followers. This was the first video that I ended up putting out, and it was kind of a meme. I was really late to the trend on this one. So this was like ceramic, clear on the inside, dark on the inside. Trends can get so overplayed, and then hopping on the bandwagon late, they play out really, really quickly. So you got to get them quick. So this video never did really good. This is still one of my favorites. This is that demonstration between ceramic and dyed film. It's gotten about just under 1 million views. I kept it nice and short. It's 15 seconds long, pretty much clear cut to the point. This is about as visual of a demonstration as I thought to give. And then we made some like silly videos, an oddly, what I would say like one of those like more satisfying videos where you can like see the bubbles getting squeegeed out and the whole back window squeegeed. This one did okay. But I tried to add a question to create a little bit more engagement on it. Still about 26,000. One of my favorite ones to make that actually didn't, that's only sitting at 26,000 was this one. I love this one. But it actually did one of the worst. And then what is really done well are these short, straight to the point, consumer advice or things that tinters have to deal with type of videos. So this was like basically like a PSA on what to expect with brand new window tint. And just a couple of like light care instructions. And what's cool is stuff like this is shareable by customers, but also very shareable from other shops. So shops are lazy. They won't go to the effort to make something like this. They'll just like shoot it to the customer like, hey, this is, and then that builds more traction on the video. And that helps me out. So it's pretty cool. So I had that. Cheap tint is dangerous and expensive because this is what happens. Like, so anything that would have like a clear-cut message on it, or this is why I do what I do. And then this is the biggest one of all of them. People like meter videos, I guess, a little bit. So untinted car glass is not 100% clear. So if we go back a little bit, clear glass meters at, or at least on this car, metered at 81%. I'll show you another one where it metered a little bit darker. So you go over the 35%, and then the meter sits at 31, right? So you're about 4% off of there. This 20%, 17%. So you're usually within a handful of percentages of what's listed on the box, but when you combine the tint with the glass, it's always a little bit darker. So clear glass on this was an Audi, 77%. Over, this one was kind of funny because these are 3 different ceramics, and regular 20% tint was 16. Then this 20% ceramic was 16. Next one, 17. Okay, a little bit lighter. And then this one at the end, 14. Like, dang. But yeah, overall, even with that, with a ton of views on some of these videos, you only get like a handful of followers. But followers are not, they help add some credibility to it, but what really sells is a good video. So watch other videos, see what does well, and try and figure out what to make from that. I think everybody should be on here, though, that has a business. This is your best chance at getting discovered right now. I think it's better discoverability earlier on than YouTube. YouTube, you have to kind of make stuff for a little while. That's why I love that my t-shirt business keeps me busy when slower. Yup. I think you need that nowadays. You can make a very successful tinting business, but tinting, just like a lot of other services, it fluctuates. So having something to offset that slow season, and then, you know, you always have something that makes some extra money. Diversifying, getting into another field, adding services. Just like, I like to focus on a couple of extra things that can kind of run in the background a little bit more that doesn't always require my immediate attention. So yeah, like t-shirts, you can do those later at night. Do tinting during the day, t-shirts later on at night, stuff like that. Like, yeah, I think it's a cool way to do it. Alrighty. Well, this guy, I think he's coming to pick this up a little bit later, so I have like a little bit of time to kill, but might end up just doing some other stuff. I should actually take advantage of this time. I should figure out another TikTok. Let me look at my list. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? All right. 46,000 for a Detroit Tint Studio t-shirt. Yeah, no. Been pretty slow compared to December and last summer. Hopefully it picks back up. Yeah, it goes up and down. I mean, I've just started to get busy really in the past like week and a half, really. I started getting a lot more phone calls, started booking out a little bit farther. Yeah, it's definitely touch and go, just depending on the time of year. You never know exactly when it's going to hit. I did hear from, like, there's some people, like, tax returns are probably going to be a little bit different this year because of all the stimulus money, too. So people might not get the same return that they thought that they got. So that's usually a big boost, right, in, like, March, April. You see it really hit, like, towards the end of February, March, April. But it's probably going to be a little bit different this year, so. But summertime will hit, and usually you can rely on that. What would you charge for a Tesla non-ceramic? What Tesla? The Model Y is going to be standard pricing. The Model 3 is going to be like 600 starting. That's all sides and back. And then an extra like 150 for the windshield. Usually like 7, 8, 9, or like 750, 850, 950 is usually what I'm doing for Tesla. Yeah, so without the windshield starts at like 600. It's really for, you know, just a little bit more attention to detail and that back window especially. But the Model S and the Model Y, I just do standard pricing on those. Whoa. I'd probably just do 6, 7, 8. So like 800 without a windshield. Probably like 950 with a windshield. The Model 3 is just a different animal. So special order the back roll for the windshield, because I do the whole thing. Like I do the whole rear windshield. I don't just do half. I think it's weird. Do you dilute ATR? No, but you probably could. I just spray it straight on, because the faster that it does its job, the better. It'll say on the bottle, though. I have one sitting right over there. I don't read it. I just spray it straight on. ATR's a great adhesive remover, though. What's your most expensive car to tint? Probably the Model 3. Because offhand, I can't think of, like, outside of some obscure classic car that is willing to pay whatever, then it's really like Model 3, Model Y with the full windshield would be more expensive than that. Some shops in Texas are doing Model 3s for $1,600. Yeah, my pricing is actually, like, it might sound expensive to some, but really, I've been hearing, like, I sometimes feel cheap on those. I've been hearing regularly, like, $1,200 to $1,500 on Model 3s. Model 3s is like, look at them like the Apple crowd, honestly, on some of those. Like, it's, so with the Model 3, you have genuine difficulty with that back window. But, like, this is for, like, what a lot of shops are kind of seem to be taking, like, a lot of advantage of, is, like, they're very passionate about their cars. They're very detail-oriented, too, as far as, like, you know, they really care about these cars, the little differences between, like, paints and wheels and stuff like that. Like, some of them are really into just, like, Tesla owners clubs. So it's what, like, Apple has done with the computer world. That's Tesla to the car world right now. But when the Model 3 came out, it's just got, like, a giant back window, and you have to special order a roll. It just takes a lot more time to do a window like that. It's worth getting the hang of. So you see some prices that are definitely, like, that are pretty over the top for some of those. But for people that are buying them, it's just they seem to be very like, it's just, yeah, they're up there. So that's where you're seeing some of those, like, crazy prices, and then people are still, like, you know, still paying them, because it's a different world. Do you ever see yourself buying a Tesla? No, not exactly. I can definitely appreciate what they are. I still like car noises, though. And I'll be honest, I'm not like a huge car nerd. So horsepower, like a good looking car and a good sounding car, mostly a better looking car, is always what, like, I'm more attracted to, I think. So you can geek out over, like, horsepower and specs and stuff like that, and there's a lot of cool things about a Tesla, but I've never been overly sold on, like so if I was picking between, like, to be honest, if I was picking between like the new Corvette or the Tesla, I just think the Corvette is, like, way cooler, but it's not practical, so I don't know. I think the Corvette looks, like, super, super cool. So I'd lean more more in that direction, actually. If I was to buy like one really nice special car. But if it was like more of like I have to get a practical car, I'd still probably get like a mid-size SUV that still looks nice that I could use for the shop and stuff. On Rick's streaming conversation came out. Let's see. On Rick's stream, conversation came up having a channel in full Spanish on teaching tinting. I'm looking at your videos to set up a GoPro and to do the streaming. What are your thoughts? I think this has actually come up a few times in other mediums. I think if you're looking to get another channel out there, actually taking content that you're making and then having people dub it in a different language, I think it's super helpful. Yeah, there's you're seeing this a lot on Twitch. Spanish communities, foreign language communities, like outside of English, are really picking up a lot of traction. So yeah, I think it's any area that's like, there's so many tint channels in English. So how many are in Spanish? I think you have a big potential market right there. I want to buy a keg to make my life easier, but I don't have the clientele to justify it yet. Hopefully summer will bring in more. Aw. Yeah, I can respect that. They're a little bit of an investment, but you use them on every car, so. Aston Martin DBX. That can be your promo vehicle. I don't know if I'm that fancy. Oh, dang. Okay, I like this. Nick's good. I haven't ever seen this. Ooh, that is a good one. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. It's got that, like, because I really like the F-Pace. I thought was pretty cool. This kind of reminds me a little bit of that. The BMW X6. I like that one too. Oh my God, spam on YouTube getting bad. But yeah, this is cool. I like this one. I like the gray. Do you have any mods? No, and we haven't needed them. But we might get to the point where we actually need mods. This is usually only like a little one-off thing. So it got super bad in the Facebook group, so I added a bunch of mods. So those same people, I'd probably add a few of them. But not quite yet, but maybe pretty soon. Channel's starting to pick up a little bit more because 'tis the season. Alrighty. Oh yeah, I was getting my phone to see. I have a TikTok list on ideas that I come up with. Ammonia glass cleaner. Ooh. I could try and do an ammonia glass cleaner video. I don't know how long it would take. I'm gonna have to I got some Windex. I should see that. I'm gonna do that. Please add more to the Facebook. I'm tired. Yeah, it's been a problem lately. Yeah, I get annoyed from seeing it too. I would sure help. I would volunteer as well. I appreciate it, guys. Probably. It just hasn't. I don't think we're quite there yet, but soon enough. So it's been this stream and like none others, not in a long time. So we'll see. After the Tint class, do you offer any mentoring for the previous members? So there's a program that I was trying to kind of like kick off, but it hasn't really built any traction on it. I mean, I would love to do some type of a program like that, like group Zoom conversations and whatnot, but it seemed like everybody in the class was more focused on the class. So kinda, but doesn't look like it really. I got my keg, love it. Nice, very nice. Yeah, they're super cool. We gotta shout out some super dupers. I don't, so this is probably just me being weird. I'm always conscious about like the vibe of the chat and just people get like moderator badges right next to them. And I don't want it to just be full of a handful of moderators, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So like chats can, like I just kind of want it to like stay the same and then also have like moderators there. So I don't want to just add a handful of people and unless it's like really, really a problem and then chat really gets going and then we can do that. So things have been kind of hovering around anywhere from like 80 to 100 people, and that usually has been totally fine. If we really start like exceeding that and seeing this a lot more often, then we'll do something about it. Alrighty, so I'm gonna give some big shout outs to the supers today. T-Town T-shirts, also T-Town tints, thank you. DW, Supreme Window Tinting, Laid Up Customs, thank you guys so much for the support today, I really appreciate it. I got a cone tip and a fan, but they sent me 2 cone tips. Great customer service, they sent me a fan tip right away. Oh, nice, that's good. That's an oopsie. Yeah, Sun Distributing, they're on it, man. They take care of their people. So does GeoShield, Tint Depot, like Tint Wiz. Everybody that has like a company that I work with that helps support here, it's just like, I can't tell you how amazing a lot of these companies are, not just because they support here, but because when you guys then are like, okay, I'm going to take a chance, I'm going to see what they're about, they're people that just are top-notch companies, top-notch people. So that's super, super good to hear. I mean, just look in the groups. My Facebook group, when you ask about film, especially like Geo, they are friggin' on it every time. Oh God, this is just going forever. Wow, thank you. Oh, that was a big order. That's super cool. I forgot I had that as a thing sometimes. So like I had a thing for a little while when, that is a big order, thank you. Melissa Hallmark, damn. Yeah, when, so I was trying to do, this was when like Glass Ape came back. I had a little like, so when somebody ordered in the store, it like popped up on stream, but I haven't really done anything with it lately. Maybe we'll revisit that, because it's really just supposed to show like the Glass Ape orders. Oh, alrighty, well, I'm going to sign off here. I'm going to try and see if I can put together like a TikTok or something in the meantime. Y'all have a good one. We should be back tomorrow morning. I forget what's coming in, but I know somebody's coming in tomorrow morning, so stay subbed for that, and y'all have a good one. Bye. Bye.